Yeah, it's Crow, and I was debating on whether or not I should record this video because it is 3:30 in the morning, and I just got back from AnimeMatsuri. But you know, when I was there, I got to meet fans, right? And I was so surprised. I was like, "Hey, really? You want to take a photo with me? You want to shake my hand? You want to talk to me? Really?" It was pretty cool. But that one guy was like, "Man, Crow, I'm really looking forward to your next video," and I was like, "Okay, here we go." So I've been going to Amouranth for about 3 years, and I really enjoy it. I get to meet a lot of my friends. There's a very, very, very diverse group of people there because it is the largest convention for Texas. And I'm going like, I have so much fun, right? Like I really do. So when I saw this video essentially drop the opening day for the convention, I was like, I really want to like react to the react video. So Amaranth on the opening day of AnimeMatsuri decided to drop a video which is essentially her reacting to a 2-year-old hit piece with no views on it about AnimeMatsuri, and then announced that she's hosting a competing convention that is going to treat the guests right and make the guests feel safe. And I was like, honey, I played this game before, because the YouTuber's video that she's reacting to, I remember when this was being spread around like 2-3 years ago by people. I remember that. So when I saw you reacting to it, I was like, huh, that's interesting. When I saw you using the exact same talking points from those people promoting it like 2-3 years ago, who were also in the con scene, I was like, so someone fed this to her. Like, I think she's probably legitimately interested in starting a convention. And, you know, after speaking with people in the area, this was their game plan. Destroy AnimeMatsuri and build up from the ashes. Which, in reality, it makes sense. It is the largest con. It's got plenty of controversy to pick from. But using this guy's video, that was a mistake. But anyways, let's start. I really want to hear her thoughts and opinions on this.
And I'm going to be going into a lot of uncharted territory here. This is the biggest challenge I've ever faced, and it's also a serious topic. It's something that's been on my mind for a while now, and one that I don't think should be taken lightly. I got my start as a cosplayer, and particularly one in the Houston, Texas cosplay scene, which is my hometown. I've lived here my whole life. I've gone to conventions here for over a decade, and I've always loved them. Something.
You know, okay, I'm going to interrupt now because this is another thing that I actually took issues with her doing this. Again, if she wants to, because she is starting a competing convention to AnimeMatsuri, in her words, to address all the problems with AM, then she had every ability to actually research these claims on her own, verify the information on her own, and instead, she chose... actually, let me just go to this guy's video. Leo Convoy, who doesn't have access to any of these people, most of the sourcing for his story actually came from this YouTuber, not him. Let me just pull this up really quick. This YouTuber known as Tyler Willis, who's in the Lolita fashion scene, is actually the one who seems to have come forward with this stuff. And they actually got a cease and desist from one of the owners of AnimeMatsuri, because I think it was about 2016 was when a lot of this stuff, like, she kept trying to bring back up, because most of the stuff had been addressed by like 2015. This is stuff that took place, like, I want to say a decade plus ago. And again, I think there's plenty there you can criticize. I mean, unprofessionalism, essentially just being a fucking sleazeball, if true, but being a predator, that's where I draw the fucking line with people. You want to make those claims, you need to be able to actually back them up.
Something that's important to me as a cosplayer and a female content creator is making sure that conventions are safe, comfortable, and enjoyable for everyone who attends. Cons are supposed to be fun. But for years, there's been a sore spot in the Houston con circuit that has continued to weigh heavy on the entire community, and I feel like it needs.
I've got to say, this is supposedly like a really serious topic. She's about to be like talking about sexual predators, and she even brings up the idea that the owner could be a child enthusiast. Now, you see, when you actually talk about a serious topic like that, try to stop smirking, you absolute idiot.
Needs to be addressed. I have a video here by Leo Convoy where he talks about the popular convention AnimeMatsuri and the history behind it. It's a super well researched video, and we're gonna watch it together to kind of go over the points of this convention.
Ran by John and Denise Lay, this convention is the biggest anime convention in Houston and has had more than its fair share of controversy, which is what we're talking about today. Let's start with the sexual allegations. Though I really shouldn't say alleged or allegation, and you'll find out why soon enough. John at one point had close ties to the Lolita community. Currently still running a Lolita store called Shop in Wonderland is the speed in which word spreads. And spread it did when Nina here, owner of Lock Shop Wigs, broke the silence about John's actions, talking on her blog about John bragging about receiving fellatio by models to be put in the fashion show.
I don't want to like harp on this point for too long. But Amaranth says that, her start was a cosplayer in Houston. And look, I have no clue what her actual experience was as a cosplayer or, what, the people she interacted with. But I will say that I know people who have managed conventions. I know people who have had to work as handlers, and I know plenty of, people have gone as cosplayers. I've heard various stories of cosplayers offering up sexual favors for various things at the convention. Free hotel rooms in some cases, badges or tickets to something, including what was said here, offering up sexual favors to get into like the fashion show, right? Because at the end of the day, big, massive convention, it builds up their following. It gets them ahead. They benefit from it. Again, he's not saying that he's forcing himself onto these women. Maybe that's your interpretation. And again, if that's where you want to go with it, fine. I'm just offering up the alternative that, based on the things that I've heard, and some of which I've seen, cosplayers, some of which, to my understanding, have been involved in the Houston con scene, have traded sexual favors for various items at a convention. Now, look, I'm not okay with the owner of the convention doing this. Not because I have an issue with sex work, which, I mean, look, you're basically being a prostitute at that point. If you offer up your body to get ahead, I think that just makes you a prostitute. Like, yeah, I mean, not saying borderline sex work, if you actually do it. And again, that's assuming everything in that story is true. I would imagine it probably is, from what I've heard about what goes on at these cons. And I'm not okay with it because he's a married man. Like, that's, to me, that is a sin. Like, that alone is a sin for me, right? But I will be honest about it, and I'm not going to accuse the guy of being a predator, which is what is being done here, right? These two are using this story of him, getting sexual favors, so people can be in the fashion show. Dude, like, I can understand I can understand 100% if he went up to a cosplayer and said, look, there's no way you're going to get in unless you suck my dick, right? But there's no accusation of that can be corroborated or proven in any way, shape, or form. I understand that the boycott Anime Matsuri movement gets DM'd plenty of anonymous stories that have nothing attached to back it up. But yeah, now we'll keep playing the video, right? Because there's going to be more coming up. But just before that, I want to bring up something I thought was kind of important, right? Just in case anyone wants to deny the very idea that a woman would be willing to trade sexual favors or engage in a sexual activity for, for clout even, or for monetary purposes. Well, I would like to introduce you to a YouTuber known as Amaranth licking and mouth pleasure in my silk robe. Extreme ear licking Black Widow cosplay. That's because they're Marvel fans. It has nothing to do with the fact that, Black Widow has a skin tight outfit and you can totally see her cleavage. That's got dirty mind. Stop it, boys. Jesus. Vigorous. What the fuck were you doing? You're just like totally. God damn. The fuck? I mean, look. God, what is wrong with you people? My God, I was telling my wife about some of this stuff, and no joke, this did not come from me, okay? Even though I know you're going to accuse me of it. My wife said that this is just sex work, and she said, I don't have a problem with it, but you're essentially just getting guys off by engaging in sexual activity. Like, she actually thinks that the ear microphone is kind of cool, so she doesn't take issues with it, with Amaranth doing this stuff. My wife just said this is fucking sex work. I'm sorry, I like to break from it, but again, if Amaranth wasn't being paid to do this, if Amaranth wasn't gaining a massive following, she wouldn't be doing this, right? She is okay engaging in sexual activity for the purposes of money and clout. And look, if you want to deny that's what's going on, fuck you. I like you like eat my entire ass. I don't care, right? Like, come on, you know what the boys are doing. You know why guys are like getting divorced from their wives and going into fucking bankruptcy and taking out like, what was it, $30,000 loan, right? You know why they're doing it. My God, my goodness. God, talk about exploitation. Jesus.
Along with apparently inappropriate jokes. This is, of course, to a business partner. Clearly it stops there then, right? She has no other evidence to her. Oh. She has screenshots, one of which was him asking for naked pictures, and the other making it very clear that he wants to share a bed with her on a proposed trip to Japan. And what was John's response to being outed by all of this? It was to admit to it, write some goofy blog about being a man in a woman's world. Yes, it is exactly as stupid as it sounds, and to take an internet class on sexual misconduct.
Okay, alright, now get ready for my very controversial take here. But I ran it by my wife because I'm total pussy and I don't want to say anything like that'll get me banned forever from life. But no, like in all seriousness, look, I think the behavior is definitely wrong and inappropriate. My thing is, this is something that, to my understanding, happened like over a decade ago. His explanation was that they were crude and crass jokes. They were inappropriate. I look, man, I told my wife about the fucking certificate of completion for the sexual harassment online thing, and she goes, oh, that man's petty. And I go like, yeah, he's so petty. God damn. But like, thing is, I mean, I get you might not believe the explanation. I don't know the individual. I have no reason to trust him, and I have no reason to not trust him either. My thing is, his explanation was they were creating their crass jokes, that these were friends of his, and he didn't run from it. Now, in terms of it being over a decade ago, or about a decade ago, to my understanding, there's been no other like messages or people at the convention, you know, showing like where he's like flirting with them. I know that there's a group called Boycott AnimeMatsuri, and to my understanding, Leo actually, let me pull up this video again because I decided to close out of it. Leo actually posts the boycott. Yeah, why even go to his video? I already have it pulled up. Yeah, these people. Boycott AnimeMatsuri. So I mean, to my understanding, like it's shit like this because they say they have 12 accusers against him. This is what they mean by having accusers. It's random people that don't identify themselves in any way. They don't have anything to attach to their accusation. And it's just saying, oh, this was a DM received by a Twitter account. Like, I don't need to know who the person is. I need to have something that will, like, actually be able to attach to someone. So, like, this over here is referring to, like, the coworker thing. I don't know if it's a joke or not. Again, I don't know what their actual relationship is. He says that they were friends, but he made her uncomfortable, and to my understanding, there's been nothing since. Maybe the guy's just like really better at covering his tracks, but like he seems like a complete idiot in a lot of these messages, and the way that like some of the things are run at the convention. I mean, like I'm just saying, like the guy's not like a super smart like mastermind to my understanding, where he suddenly developed all the skills to hide this behavior. It seems like he got called out, and he's addressed it and he's improved. I don't know if you want to accept it or not, but what do you want him to do? Because nothing he did was criminal, so he can't go to jail. Do you want to like boycott him from life? I really am curious. Can he not do anything associated with the public if years and years ago he was this way, but since has changed? So this is the part that I really wanted to talk about here, because Leo's going to jump into something where there is an accusation, and it's a text message between an individual who says that they were like 16 years old when John Lay was like preying on them, right? Trying to get sexual with them. And it's a text message conversation between that individual and supposedly John Lay's wife, in which the wife says really, really bad things in response. So I'm going to play it out, but I wanted to just say this ahead of time. I can't find any corroboration that the text messages are real. I'm assuming that it's the wife. I would have to, but I also have to say, in terms of like addressing what they're talking about, because I could simply dismiss all of this by saying I see no corroboration that the wife actually was the other person there. And I went through the AnimeMatsuri blog. I went through the source from the Tyler Willis, who's linked in Leo Convoy reviews, sources and everything, where it's addressed there too. And nobody actually corroborates the text messages. I think they're just going with it was posted. They claim it's the wife, but the wife doesn't deny the behavior. She says, "Oh, well, you should have known to tell him no, and the fact that you didn't means that you engaged in it." And like, I'm gonna play it, but if that's actually her, like, holy fuck. I'll give you some context around the state of mind for these people at the time, because there's a lot that gets left out by Amaranth. It gets brought up in Leo Convoy's video, but Amaranth, like the entire section from Leo Convoy's video talking about how at the time The Lay family had pissed off the Lolita fetish community. To my understanding, their public, like their cell phones were made public, so people had access to them, and there were several anonymous stories coming out accusing him of being a predator. So, like, to my understanding, like, they did have access to the phone numbers, but that's all allegedly, and it's all rumors because this was some time ago, and I like there's nothing backing it up. That's fucking Christ. Oh God, let's just play it.
One person outs a predator, it opens the floodgates for others to do so as well. And here's where we have to remove the alleged from alleged predator, because not only did John admit to his actions, but he also made excuses for them, and added some more, including a young lady bringing John's improper actions towards her to his wife Denise. Of note are a couple of things. One being that when this happened, the young lady was a sophomore in high school, meaning she was a minor, and John would regularly make sexual advances towards her. And the other thing of note, Denise's response wasn't to deny these allegations, but to tell the victim that she should have told him to stop.
Yeah, okay, like, he's gonna keep going here. You can see it on screen here. Like, this is in no way to respond to someone who comes forward and says that, you know, they're 15, I think would be sophomore, and their husband was like trying to get sexual with them, like that. Holy fuck. But also, at the same time, to my understanding, they were actually being harassed. And whether or not you want to say that the harassment was warranted, there were people very mad with them because of the Lolita fetish community and them, like, pissing them off. Had nothing to do with, like, the claims about the sexual harassment, to my understanding, but they were really fucking angry. Leo Convoy talks about it in his video. Amaranth completely ignores it. You could argue that that would put the wife in a state of mind where she just kind of like, fuck you, when she gets these messages. But also, I don't even know if the messages are from the fucking wife, so I
And these screenshots where he's making
I'm gonna speed it up. I know, like, people who are probably watching the video, not just listening, you probably enjoy seeing Amaranth more on the screen than me, but I've got to speed it up so we can finish this. Like, I prefer my women to, you know, have more substance. Like, very attractive, just
sexual advances, being pretty aggressive and dropping innuendos left and right. He seems to be playing it off like that's just his brand of humor, as if that's how he just talks to all of his friends. He just always inserts some innuendos in there, regardless of their age or context, or how long he's known the person. That really...
I mean, like, the people that watch Flashcast would just, like Cecil. Like, I'm just thinking of Cecil, because he literally, that's his brand of humor, and he drops sexual innuendo into, like, everything. Actually, like, fucking Camelot does it too. Like, not that way, but like I mean, like, kind of like Cecil. all right, well, okay. Nobody jokes like that. Nobody would ever joke like that. Obviously not.
It reminds me of the instances I've had where guys will come up to me either in person or in DMs and make very, very aggressive sexual jokes. They'll ask me out, they'll say some raunchy things, and when I reject it, when I show that I don't want it or like it, then they play it off as, oh, it's just a joke, don't be so uptight. Oh, they're just using the joke as a scapegoat for their actions, so that...
Maybe, like, okay, so here's my thing, right? Look, I'm the guy that says if you think that the stripper actually loves you, you're a fucking idiot. But look, your whole thing is sexual content. They're beating it off. Like, look at this one. Like, look at this thumbnail. My God, like, come on. Like, I should honestly get this video, like, taken off of, like, YouTube for all the sexual imagery going on here. Like, these dudes are beating off to her. They message her, and like, I thought honestly she was gonna say, and they refuse to leave me alone or something, right? And I'm sure there's got to be plenty, but like, if you're telling me that they get raunchy, if you're telling me that you're upset that your fans get raunchy when they send you a DM, like, like, oh my god, you're a low-key sex worker. Fuck off. Like, I don't even know how to respond to this. Like, god damn it, it's like Mia Khalifa coming out and being upset that people know her as Mia Khalifa and she wants more respect. And I'm like, you chose to be a sex worker. Oh my god. Like, again, I'm not going to sit there and be like, that means you have no rights. Oh, but like, also, I would expect people to, send you DMs where they're being raunchy and sexual. And I would imagine that there are some who are just being very fucking cringe and then turning her off and saying it's a joke as a defense. I don't think that that's in any way similar to the thing that you're currently talking about. You absolute moron. Is not gonna the sexual imagery wouldn't get a video like this demonetized, but me calling her a moron definitely fucking would. That's how YouTube works. It's insane. Luckily, the channel's not monetized yet, so I don't actually have to test this theory out.
That they don't have any accountability.
Now, in the fallout of this video coming to light, including his predatory actions towards a child, John decided the smart thing to do would be to hit Scarving Scarves with a video takedown and threaten litigation, demanding a public apology.
The fact that he just tried to remove the message is very sus to me. He was just trying to take down anyone who is spreading awareness or information about it, calling them just attention.
Hold on real quick. I want to remind everybody that like a minute ago, Amaranth was like, the fact that he didn't deny it, that's basically him admitting to it. And then like a minute later, she's like, the fact that he, had a video taken down and demanded an apology is very sus to me. Like, so like, essentially, he just has to actually confess. Like, there's really nothing else that works, because him not responding is an admission of guilt. Him like demanding that you recant because it's not true is an admission of guilt. So essentially, anything is an admission of guilt. I mean, just be honest about it. Come on, like, stop wasting everybody's time and pretending like you have some fucking morals. God damn.
Seekers, no one wants to make these up for fun. There are so many more fun things to do, like going to the anime convention. The pattern of behavior.
Fuck your pattern of behavior. And anyway, like, goddamn. Let's talk about stories of women who made up allegations. I don't know if they had fun doing it, but Amber Heard seemed to like really enjoy. Like, if you see her the deposition recordings of Amber Heard, where she is like smirking when they're bringing up her abuse stories and shit. I think she definitely enjoyed it, but also I think she did make up fake allegations because she saw personal gain in it. How about another one? Todd Haberkorn. Todd Haberkorn, voice actor, met a what's her name? Oh yeah, that's right, Jesse Pridemore, who is a cosplayer. Probably has run in the same circles as Amaranth, although obviously nowhere near as successful. But Jesse Pridemore Jesse Pridemore put out a story accusing Todd Haberkorn anonymously, meaning she didn't say who the person was, of I'll just say Me Too behavior. Todd Haberkorn saw the story, realized that she was referring to him, and I'll probably link this in the comment section for you guys, so you can find the images over here. Todd like posted the IM messages showing that they were completely friendly, they were flirtatious, and that he was not preying on her in any way, shape, or form. or being inappropriate with her. They everything they did was completely consensual. Again, hold on, let me just pull up some. Yeah, I've never really had much of a waist. I like when I work out in game one. Gives the illusion that I have curves. My hip measurement is all my. Well, they're talking about her ass. Jesse Pridebor. I can keep it together real well when I'm drunk too. She had no idea. I don't know if they're still dating. Oh, this is just having like friendly. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I have to pull out like all the messages from. Chip, you be sleeping? Just got back from out night about sleep. I really don't want to read through these fucking messages again because I remember when this thing dropped originally. But I'm not gonna. Oh god, I want to go back to that video again. I don't want to pull up all of the stories that we've covered on our other channel in regards to fake allegations. There's a current one even against a YouTuber known as Mama Max, and it's brazen and it's blatant, and it was very obvious that people were being dishonest, and it was very easy to debunk them. But people do make up false allegations. I don't know why they do it. I don't know if it's for fun, but it definitely happens when you have a bunch of anonymous allegations against, again, the owner of the largest convention in Texas. You're gonna have a few crazies in the work. I don't know what to tell you. But yes, people do make up false stories. And if you're going to dismiss it all as just ridiculous because nobody would do that, I think that you are 100% incorrect. 100% incorrect.
Illegal. 2, that's just gross. And 3, it's the adult's job to not be weird. A lot of people go to these conventions as a way to immerse themselves in a different culture that they're a fan of. And it's something that is really important to a lot of people who don't have access to go directly to places like Japan and experience that culture for themselves. It's like an escape, but also a growing opportunity, a learning opportunity, and a way to connect with others who have like-minded interests. It's such a good thing for the community. And it's just really messed up that someone would use that to their advantage and prey upon children.
So again, this is the powerful thing about putting forward an accusation like that. You don't have to prove it, and now she doesn't even need to say now she can just say children, right? So now you can tell people that there are multiple kids that he is preying upon. It must be shut down. Think of the children. Think of the children. If you ever want to win an argument on the internet, just call the other person a pedophile. Okay, I skipped over basically to the end.
People, I can bring awareness to this issue, and that's what I'm gonna do. Super appreciative to Leo for bringing awareness to this and supporting all the women affected by this. I'm tired of people from my hometown having to choose between their love for anime, cosplay, for nerd culture, or supporting people who have no regard for their actions or the effects on others. People shouldn't have to go to a con run by alleged predators just to celebrate the things that they love. So they won't have to. I've been talking it over with my team at Real Work, and enough is enough. It's time to get back to what conventions should be about. Not money, not profit margins, not personal gain. About the communities they're meant to bring together, that are the backbone of this culture. It's time we stand against the people who exploit us. It's time to show them that we've had.
Okay, all right. Again, like it's another impassioned speech. Very, very, very well written by whoever wrote it, except not at all. Holy fuck. I can't imagine a convention filled to the brink with Amaranth's following. Because, again, I know who's watching these videos. I definitely know who's watching these videos. Fuck off, man. Like, just fuck all the way off. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section for this. What you think of Amouranth. Again, I don't think she's getting roasted by people like that saw her video and were like, no, I'm a big AnimeMatsuri fan. I think it was her own audience pissed off that she didn't show more fucking cleavage.